Welcome to ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. And welcome to Milwaukee, an American family field with less than 2 months to go in the regular season for the Pirates and Brewers. One of the best pitchers on planet Earth, Paul Skeens, takes the baseball for the Pirates, desperate for a playoff bid this year. They face Pat Murphy's Milwaukee Brewers, who, like last year, have the best record in baseball as this Milwaukee machine rolls on. The Pirates are a game under 500. They're 3.5 back of the final wild card spot in the National League. Fangraphs gives them a 19% chance to make the playoffs. So every Paul Skeens start, like tonight, is vital. With that, we say hello. Thanks for joining us. Adam Ottavino, David Ross, and I'm Mike Monaco. We got the Brewers and the Pirates, and a Brewers team that has the best record in baseball, not the Dodgers. The Brewers, though, went after Tarek Skubal. He, of course, ended up in Los Angeles. They're the first team to 70 wins. You know them well. How do the Brewers do it?
Well, first of all, it starts with the pitching, but the offense is relentless. Up and down the lineup, they've got a ton of ways to beat you. 136 run differential. These guys up and down the lineup, they've got speed, they've got a good eye, a little bit of power in there. They're fifth in runs scored, last in home runs. And guess who's heating up? Jackson Chourio. 3 for 4 last night. Big part of the field. Big home run here. Everything's right centered. Talk to Pat Murphy. Talking about him slowing things down, shortening up. He can carry you when he gets hot, and he's a big part of this Brewers offense.
Jackson Chourio, red hot. He's had some dramatic home runs just like that one in the postseason in years past. He and the Brewers going up against Paul Skeens. And for the previous 3 years, it's been Paul Skeens' world. We've just all been living in it. This year, though, Otto, it's not the same level of dominance. What do you see in Skeens?
Well, I mean, look, it's fair. Some of the metrics have backed up the velocity, the shape of the fastball, the shape of the changeup. However, metrics don't win baseball games. Humans do. And I'm betting on this big fella right here, Paul Skeens. This is the type of guy that can make an adjustment on the fly. He's got a great attack plan. He's a pitcher's pitcher. He's not just a thrower. So I look for him to make adjustments and continue to get better throughout the sprint to the finish line this year. Started off like gangbusters in April, including in this building. Was almost perfect versus the Brewers, so he'll look to recreate that tonight. But I really think that Paul Skeens is sick of the struggling, and I think he's going to come out with a different mindset tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one tonight. Pirates, they do boast the third best offense in baseball. Two-time All-Star Brian Reynolds, he's having a great season, and he'll be mic'd up tonight before his second at bat. He will walk us through what he's thinking before he's in the box against this guy. Kyle Harrison having the best season of his major league career. Today, he comes off the injured list, a big boost to Milwaukee's rotation. Pirates and Brewers on the way.
This.
Here is a look at Paul Skeens. More strikeouts than base runners allowed in his career. One of the dizzying numbers in what's been a brilliant start to things in Pittsburgh. He's got an offense tonight going up against a great Brewers team. Baseball coming your way in a matter of moments. Hall of Famer Tim Kirkshin, Kevin Connors, delighted to be here with you. We're going to keep you up to speed on 10 games going on across baseball tonight. 4 day games today. Tim, 2 Ohtani home runs, but he was overshadowed by PCA.
So this is the first game since 1900 where we had left-on-left home runs by the 2 leadoff guys in the first inning. Never happened before. And 2 guys in the MVP race, Ohtani and Pete Crow Armstrong.
2 homers, a double, 4 RBIs for PCA. The Cubs are 5 games back of Milwaukee. Rays at Coors Field, which is bad news for baseballs, especially when Junior's up.
This one goes 440 plus feet. I'm telling you, his power is remarkable, and he is in the MVP race in the American League.
Only Yordan Alvarez has more homers in all of baseball. Astros try to pad their lead in the West, but top 10, this is Ernie Clement.
Ernie Clement, who had more hits in the postseason last year, 30, than anyone in the history of the postseason. It's a homer to give the Blue Jays the lead, and it ends up being the winner.
5-4 the final. The Astros lead is down to 1.5 games atop the West. Mike, we've got our eyes on the white-hot Red Sox and the surging Phillies and Braves. We'll keep you updated all night long.
Kevin, Tim, thank you. You guys are the best. We look forward to it throughout the night. And here we go from American Family Fields and the Pirates. We told you third best offense in baseball in runs per game. Dealing with injuries to Ryan O'Hearn, O'Neal Cruz, and Connor Griffin, the 20-year-old shortstop. So the lineup looks like this for Don Kelly, and as Merlin Valdez, the magician, has been a revelation.
Oh, he's been great for them. 22-year-old rookie, leads Major League rookies in OPS with a .937, 14 home runs in 46 games. And this young man can absolutely launch a baseball. Longest home run, 461 feet this year of Pierce Johnson. And he's got some real power. A little bit of swing and miss in there. 0 for 4 with the golden sombrero, 4 Ks last night. So look for him to try to get up back on track tonight.
He's going up against a lefty auto in Kyle Harrison, 24 years young, just off the injured list, a little less than a month there with forearm tightness. We said it, best season of his major league career so far after the trade in February from the Red Sox.
Yeah, Kyle Harrison came up with a lot of promise with the San Francisco Giants a few years ago. It's all built on this incredible four-seam fastball that he possesses. He's finally found that pitch at the major league level this year. Brewers moved him over on the rubber. It's made his fastball and his breaking ball, the slurve, play together a little bit better. And it's good to see him back off the injured list, as he's really been a revelation for this club in the first half.
Yeah, for this 70-win Brewers team, 70-43 atop the Central. The Cubs are coming, though. They're playing some great baseball right now.
This is one of the best divisions in baseball to me. The Pirates, the Cubs, the Brewers. St. Louis is having a bounce-back year. I know they're struggling and well off, and even Cincinnati had high hopes this year, but it's a really good division. It's going to be a nice little race here down the last 2 months.
Year 3 for Pat Murphy as the manager. Over his tenure as the manager of this club, he's managed at a 96-win pace. Of course, their goals far beyond the regular season, trying to win at the ultimate level. Going up in Game 3 of this 4-game series against Don Kelly's Pirates, his first full season as the manager. He got run in the 5th inning yesterday. He's been making a habit of getting run recently.
I can relate to that a little bit. I've been the angry manager from time to time.
Well, we'll get into that as we go. All the best ejection stories that we got. But in the meantime, guys, this promises to be a good one. You got Paul Skeens and a Pirates team hunting for the playoffs against the team with the best record in baseball. The roof is open at American Family Field. Jake Mangum is in the right-hand box, and the first pitch is bounced to third at David Hamilton. 1 pitch, 1 out in Kyle Harrison's return. What do you look for early, guys, in a pitcher coming off the injured list? What are the telltale signs? Maybe for you, Rossi, as a catcher, what you look for early on?
Looking to see how the reaction of the hitters would tell you everything. I try to stick with the pitcher's strength. You know, Kyle has 2 pitches, so you're not really looking for too much. Just strike throwing and coming right at those guys. And then you kind of watch as it goes, as the outing goes, and how much his stuff is going to kind of fall off a little bit, being the first time back and all this adrenaline.
There's a strike at 95 to Brandon Lau.
How about you, Otto?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's strike throwing. I mean, at the end of the day, first you check the box of the stuff. We've already seen it, 94, 95 coming out. There's a nice breaking ball. But if he's coming out here pounding the strike zone, pitching with conviction, and he doesn't seem too tentative, then I think you let him fly.
So the manager, Pat Murphy, he has said that this year Kyle Harrison has come into his own. Said that Harrison has kind of bobbed and weaved for a couple of years, couple different organizations, trying to figure out how to be consistent, and he's really found a home this season. Lau chops one over the mounded short. The rookie Cooper Pratt gets it over in a couple ground ball outs to start. Brian Reynolds coming up now for the Pirates. Told you, 2-time All-Star, having a great season. First at bat here. Second time he comes up. Once he's on deck, we're going to have an earpiece in and a microphone on him and get his thoughts on just how he's seeing this matchup and his second look eventually at Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, that'll be exciting what the game plan is from the side. Already seen him one time. It's always nice to get in the head of a hitter, especially one as good as he's been for a really long time.
He's got his highest OPS this year since his excellent 2021 season when he was an all-star and drove in 90.
Landing that breaking ball with ease already.
Well, that's an interesting pitch, too, for Harrison. He's added the kick change this year, and he actually threw it a lot in his rehab start.
It can be a good pitch for him because he gets everybody so aware of the fastball, being that he has such an elite fastball, that you have to change of pace. It can only help you.
96, pumped by Brian Reynolds, and a 9-pitch 1-2-3 top of the first. Paul Skeens to the mound right after this. They've been a revelation offensively, such a unique style. 5th in baseball in runs per game, despite the fewest home runs in the sport. Terang in the leadoff spot. Rossi told you Jackson Chourio is starting to get rolling. And they all face Paul Skeens, 24-year-old superstar, already a 3-time All-Star in his 3 years, reigning Cy Young Award winner with a 3.90 ERA this year.
Well, he's a mountain of a man. I can confirm that by seeing him up close and personal today in the locker room. Goodness, he's big. But listen, the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the National League, going through his first little patch of adversity in the big leagues. I expect him to come out guns blazing tonight.
Ready to go in the bottom of the first against Bryce Terang. And 97 up and away. Ball 1 to begin. 1.96 ERA for Skeens when he was the Rookie of the Year. Last year a 1.97 as the Cy Young winner. And now start number 24 for him. And he has said a few times this year, said it's been a weird year because a lot of the metrics, a lot of the data he cares about is the same. But the ERA is obviously higher. 2-0 to Terang. On appeal, no swing, 3-0.
So as a Major League ball player, you're always really trying to play the process. That's what a lot of those numbers that he's referring to are showing, that his process is still sound. He's not getting hit very hard. He's still generating miss. He's still doing a lot of things that indicate a good chance of actually getting results. When the results back up, like right here, leadoff walk, sometimes you do have to look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I get better at right now? I know there's some metrics here, but I'm not going to lean on the stuff that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I'm going to go out here and try to make an adjustment that's going to help me get some results in my next start. And I think that's where he's at right now, trying to figure out what to work on week to week and where to put his attention.
Well, after the 4-pitch walk, here's Jackson Chourio. And strike 1 to the 22-year-old who is scalding after yesterday's performance. Rossi, you said it, 3 for 4. And as his manager, Pat Murphy, said to us, when he's hot, boy, he can carry this offense.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy they get really excited about. I mean, Pat Murphy's eyes lit up when I asked about him. The base hit, the ball's in the gap, right center, the home run to right center last night, 3 for 4. When you see hitters start driving the balls to right center, you better look out, or the opposite field gap, you better look out.
Yeah, that was bottom of the 3rd inning. Solo home run off Jared Jones. First home run in a month for Jackson Chourio.
I think one thing, too, to pay attention to, new catcher for Paul Skeens tonight, Indy Rodriguez, taking the place from Henry Davis, who's caught all of Paul Skeens' starts this year.
This one caroms away from Rodriguez. And Terang moves up into scoring position here in the first.
You see here just this ball getting away from him, just riding up. It's like he's just not synced up with his mechanics quite early on. I mean, we're only 2 hitters in, but you know, you got to make those adjustments, find that rhythm, find the rhythm with the catcher.
Pay attention to that sweeper in particular. When I reviewed his last few starts, there were some inconsistencies there. He would throw one with really good break and then one that backs up, just like we just saw.
How does that type of break track with his sweeper at his best there? That's a lot better.
That one was a lot better right there. That one swept away. But when you're inconsistent, it starts to lead to a little bit of a lack of trust, and it's such an important pitch for him.
3-2. Chourio pops it foul.
You feel like 90% of the pitchers that first inning is the one where they're trying to find that rhythm, kind of harness that adrenaline to start the game.
7th pitch. Chourio hits it in the air to center. Garcia's back with room to make the catch. Turang tags and moves up 90 on a long fly ball to center. All right, so the other thing with Paul Skeens that he says he's getting asked so much about this season is the velocity. So his 3 years in the majors, how many pitches he's thrown at least 98 miles an hour. His average this year is 1.3 miles an hour, down from what he was last year.
Yeah, it's statistically significant. It's not something that you can deny, is happening right now. But at the same time, 97 miles an hour is enough to get big league hitters out, especially with the command and the know-how that Paul Skeens possesses. I really don't worry about him. I know it's hard to fix mechanics or timing or velocity in the middle of a season. I've been there. I've tried to do it myself. Sometimes you just got to go out there and compete.
Garrett Mitchell, the batter, and a really good changeup there from Skeens.
And that's another key pitch for him, is the changeup. He does such a good job of getting guys to pay attention to that fastball that's when the changeup comes into play. When he locates it down and away to lefties, it's lethal.
Against the scuffling Garrett Mitchell. Just inside at 97.
That had to look like a billion after those 2 changeups.
I literally think he swung because it froze him.
Yeah,
that's how fast that felt. Yeah. Let's see if he can put him away. Look for another fastball up, I think.
1-2. Back foot with the sweeper to strike out Garrett Mitchell. Looks back to wonder where it was, but the first K for Paul Skeens, 2 gone.
Well, that's a sweeper you were talking about, Otto. Being able to control that thing, getting ahead. Right here, you're thinking as a hitter, Mitchell thinking that's going to keep breaking and be out. Just perfectly placed pitcher's pitch right there. You think it's going to be a ball. That was nasty.
Now William Contreras, 3-time All-Star, including this year. That dipped a little last year. It has some here too. And right now, trying to bust out of a slump himself. Boy, you talk to Pat Murphy and you feel like their offense is not anywhere close to what they actually are. 5th in baseball in runs per game.
Yeah, no kidding. He was, I think it's just a mindset thing with him. He wants to make sure that this team always feels like they're the underdog, that they never get too over their skis. They never believe in the hype or anything like that, and just keeps them in that hungry mode.
2-0 to Contreras. Climbs high, 3-0.
Well, you see Paul shaking his head right there. He's a little frustrated with the command in the first inning. He definitely wanted to come out a little sharper than he has. But I think he's one of the best in the game at letting go of what just happened and relocking into what he has to do now.
Gets glove side with a heater. More balls than strikes for him. And now his 20th pitch of the first. On appeal, Contreras went around, and it's a full count.
Feels like he doesn't beat himself a whole lot. He does have moments where the pitch count gets up there, and contact has kind of been his nemesis. But his stuff, when he's on, is as good as anybody's.
Gets a chopper up the line, foul.
You can see there a little bit with Contreras, just he's not in rhythm right now. A little skinnier stance, feet closer together. You can tell a little bit that some of the struggles he's been going through as of late, trying to find that adjustment and find that rhythm as well. Kind of an emergency swing on that 3-2 pitch.
This will be the 7th pitch from Skeens to Contreras. The payoff. Chopper back to the mound at Paul Skeens, who leaves a man at third. in the first. Had to work a bit, but posts a 0. Scoreless after 1 in Milwaukee. Yeah, the older brother of William Contreras, Wilson, having the best season offensively of his career by OPS for the scorching Red Sox. Top of the second, and Kyle Harrison back to work after a 9-pitch 1-2-3 top of the first in his return off the injured list, and he motors ahead 0-2 on the rookie Esmerlin Valdez. What a nickname, the Magician, for the 22-year-old from the Dominican, who you said was awesome and rates so favorably with that OPS near 1,000 among rookies.
Yeah, and he's filled right in when they had guys go down. I mean, he's come up and just really done a really nice job. He's got a great idea of the strike zone. Like I said, there's some swing and miss in there, but he's got real power for so young, 22 years old, and the kind of power he has. We talked about, 14 home runs in 47 games is absolutely ridiculous for a rookie.
He takes strike 3 called, and Valdez will challenge this.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
Here's the ABS system powered by T-Mobile, and it's a strike by a wide margin. And so the Pirates down to 1 challenge in the second.
That felt like one of those emotional ones where you're like, I can't believe I just took a heater right down the middle.
I think Contreras deked him here. Not intentionally, but it wasn't the best received job right here, you see?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what got him.
Right, catcher set up somewhere totally differently.
No doubt.
And if they have a sharp, sudden movement like that, you're thinking it's out of the zone.
Yeah, when you look back, you see that glove moving a lot. You're like, no way, I thought that was down.
Can you do that on purpose with the ball you know's in the zone, Rossi?
I talked to, there's a base hit.
From Nick Gonzalez into center.
I talked to Jerry Weinstein, who was in Colorado for a little bit. He was my catching guy, and he's with the Cubs now. And I went by, and he was talking about a lot of guys can now deke. The catching it bad has actually shown up a little bit more. You're getting more challenges with guys looking back, seeing you butcher a ball rather than a nice frame job. And sometimes I think catchers pull the, when pitchers were challenging, you get a good catcher back there, they make them all look good.
That's a good nugget. Jerry's the best. Jerry says it, then it's good advice.
There you go.
Yeah, he's written the handbook on catching,
Yeah,
right?
he has.
Well, Nick Gonzalez with that single to center. And now Endy Rodriguez swinging it so well. It's good to see him healthy this year. And the headline news in a Paul Skeens start day is that after 51 straight Skeens starts with Henry Davis behind the plate, Endy Rodriguez got the nod.
Yeah, a lot's been made of that, but last year, Endy
hits it on the ground at third. David Hamilton to second. Bryce Terang's turn. In time for 2. Rodriguez rolls into the 5-4-3, and another efficient inning for Kyle Harrison. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Heck of a 3-year run for Paul Skeens. I remember covering him at LSU in the College World Series year. His head coach there, Jay Johnson, said it's Michael Jordan type stuff in terms of elevating his teammates, the entire program. Like, that's the person that Paul Skeens was bringing even in college.
You love that. I was able to be around him with the WBC, and his work ethic is second to none. The way his routine, he's so routine oriented. Every single day he has a plan of how he wants to go about his business and competes his tail off. As Otto mentioned earlier, he's probably one of the best competitors when he's on the mound that you're going to see in Major League Baseball with his type stuff. He wants to win.
His 1-1 to the former MVP Christian Yelich. This is the backdoor, 2-1.
Just having a hard time recently finishing those sliders consistently, just getting the hand out front to the right spot. He's made almost all of his misses to his arm side tonight, so let's look for him to make the adjustment and pitch a little better to the glove side.
How do you do it? Like, what's the mechanical cue to finish?
Well, one cue is just the catcher actually over-exaggerating the target a little bit so that you have a fresh perspective of where you're trying to funnel this pitch. And then the second thing you want to do is just just think about hand. I know that a lot of pitching coaches say, oh, don't think about throwing with your arm and stuff like that, but sometimes feeling out your delivery in your body gets in the way of you actually just thinking, all I got to do is get my hand to this spot and everything will work out.
When you saw right there that miss, Rodriguez setting up further in, and is another arm side miss. I'm with you, Otto.
Yelich tried to hold off, but went around on appeal down the line at the crew chief, James Hoy. So Yelich strikes out, second K for Paul Skeens.
I don't know. Let's see this replay, guys.
It got out there pretty good.
Yeah.
For me, though, it's another arm side miss, honestly. I mean, I know he gets the strikeout, but that's still not the location he's trying to get into.
Well, we were talking to Henry Davis before the game. He was talking about it's so important for Paul to get back over that front side and get out of the way of his body. Get his body out of the way, I guess I'm trying to say, and get to that front side. And that's the mechanical thing that I'm seeing that you've touched on. It's like you got to almost over-exaggerate. John Lester in his bullpen, when he felt that way, he would have me set up in the entire other batter's box just so he could feel getting over that front side.
Andrew Vaughn, hard hit ground ball at Brandon Lau. 2 down for Skeens here in the second.
All right, here's a look at all of these arm side misses we've been talking about from Paul. And usually what happens as a pitcher when you make this type of miss is that you kind of rotate just a hair early and you leave your hand a tick behind where it's supposed to be upon release. So the adjustment for that is to try to delay your rotation a little bit and let your hand get out front.
Well, he's got 2 quick outs here in the second. And now Luis Lara, switch hitting rookie, who got one of those extensions before he came up for his major league debut. 21-year-old from Venezuela, a month into his major league career. Another arm side miss with the sweeper.
I'm sure the boys had a little bit of fun with Lara getting an extension before getting to the big leagues. That first time he was on the bus, you know, they usually ask you how much you signed for. I mean, for him, it's a lot bigger number than people are used to hearing.
7 years, $31 million for Luis Lara.
That's when you're really making the rookie buy dinner for sure, right? At the team dinners, it's always the bet. But when he puts his credit card down, it's going to go through. It's not like some of the rooks that have to kind of sweat it out. This guy's like, no, I've got team dinner. It's fine.
Lara in the air, right field, as Merlin Valdez caps a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second for Paul Skeens. And we're scoreless through 2 at American Family Field. Don't miss AL Central Division action when the Twins square off with the Royals tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, live right here on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app. Adam Ottavino, David Ross, Mike Monaco, and our entire crew with you from Milwaukee. Scoreless into the third, game 3 of this 4-game series. Strike 1 to start from Kyle Harrison to Jared Triolo.
Pat Murphy's got to love the way Kyle Harrison came out in those first 2 innings. Not only pounding the strike zone, but working really fast.
Triolo bounces at Vaughn. Another quick out for Harrison. Well, this Pirates team, we told you, 3rd best offense in baseball by runs per game. But dealing with injuries, of course, to key pieces. So you got Rafael Flores Jr. playing first base because O'Neal Cruz has been out with the hand fractures since early June. Connor Griffin, a few different injuries, vacating short. And then the most recent one, Ryan O'Hearn, All-Star last year, signed a 2-year deal in the offseason. Quad strain for Ryan O'Hearn on Friday.
And talking to Kelly, he really misses O'Hearn. You can tell that was a big blow to them. Obviously, Connor as well, and Cruz, some real superstars there. But he was talking about O'Hearn really bringing a leadership and a quality of an at-bat that's really affected everybody else in the lineup.
Yeah, they've said for O'Hearn he's out 6 to 8 weeks after this, and O'Hearn has said he's holding on to the possibility of returning for the playoffs at the end of the year.
That did not look good.
It's so frustrating because I give the Pirates a lot of credit for their offseason, you know, bringing in Lau, bringing in O'Hearn, really wanting to upgrade that offense. And then it goes and works. You know, it works, and then those guys go down right at the moment when you're sprinting to the finish line.
1-2. Flores lays off.
I tell you what, though, from a fan perspective, it's been so fun to watch the Pirates go out and get somebody at the deadline, knowing they're in it. Ben Cherington having expectations for this group and watching and helping them learn to fight to the end rather than, you know, it's been a rebuild in the second half or letting young guys play for a really long time. Like, they're close. He went in and got some pieces that he really felt like they needed.
It's down.
3-2's down. Good take by Rafael Flores, and the second base runner for the Pirates. Yeah, they're 20th in bullpen ERA. Really bolstered the pen at the deadline. Ben Cherington said that the bullpen was the area we intended to strengthen. Clearly went and did that.
That's some real guys there, some former closers, right? Luke Weaver having a great season in New York.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Luke Weaver was probably the best reliever dealt at the deadline.
Yeah, if Mason Miller's not going to go, if Adrian Morejon's not going to go, Luke Weaver's been awesome.
And the versatility, he's closed, he's set up, he's a back end piece in the big markets. He's going to fit right in and help everybody else.
Jostinson Garcia, the batter, takes 96 for a strike. Nickname the Password, as many know by now. Former Red Sox prospect, debuted for Boston with 5 games last year. Came over in the Johan Oviedo trade in the offseason and cuts through that up the ladder from Harrison. 2 down. Well, here's Jake Mangum back to the top. He grounded to third his first time. Tries to drop down a bunt, something Mangum does quite well against an elite fastball from Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, and you just got a good look at that elite fastball when he punched out Garcia. It really plays up and away from right-handed hitters. You see a ton of guys going after that pitch, and they just can't quite get to it.
Pro move by DJ Rayburn, brushing it off when the catcher gets a little foul tip.
We're good, yeah.
There we go, a little secret that way, DJ helping out the catchers.
You guys always appreciate that.
Oh man, we try to look out for each other back there. It's a little dangerous.
Fouled away, 0-2. Brian Reynolds is in the hole. Brian, you got us.
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. Just hearing some buzz for a while, but we're good now.
Okay, we're powered on. Where's your mind right now? I mean, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. What's your mindset as you get ready to face him a second time?
I mean, you got to get all over his heater. He's got a good heater. It's low. It's got life. It's quick to the plate. So, I mean, he got that one by me with 2 strikes. So I got to.
You try to get in there a little earlier in the box when a guy's working this fast and coming right at you?
Yeah, try not to let him rush me too much, but get in the box, start my move a little earlier.
Well, Mangum strikes out. Brian, we will talk to you next inning. Thanks for doing that.
Alrighty.
Couple Ks to cap a scoreless third for Kyle Harrison. He's punched out 4 through 3 in his return. World Series continues tomorrow on ESPN and the ESPN app. Lake Mary, Florida, Clinton, North Carolina coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern to get it started. Game 3 in this 4-game series, Pirates and Brewers. Pittsburgh won 4-3 on Monday. Milwaukee won yesterday 4-2. Got a couple home runs in that one. Jackson Churio and Andrew Vaughn. Paul Skeens back to work, 35 pitches in. Facing 8-9-1, starting with the rookie shortstop Cooper Pratt. 97 for a strike to Pratt. Another guy got one of those contracts early on back in April. 8 years, nearly $51 million for a guy who, by all accounts, is a fun personality add to this Brewers group. Popped up in foul ground, and Rafael Flores at the edge runs out of room.
And he looks the part too. You watch him work it short. It is smooth, big body, young man, under control. We talked to Pat Murphy a little bit, just so under control in the box as of late. Been swinging it much better.
Cooper Pratt recently had his first big league home run. Naturally got the silent treatment in the dugout.
I'm not a fan of it for first career home run personally. I like it in general. It's a funny skit. I've taken part in it, of course, but first career home run? Come on.
Well, when you get a contract early on, you deserve all the crap you can get from your teammates. Some of these guys are like, wait a minute, I've been in the league for a long time. This guy ain't done jack.
Yeah, that'll put a target on your back for sure around the clubhouse.
Yeah. Everybody. It took him a minute. I remember Chris Bryant hit his first one. Everybody was expecting him to come up and carry us. It took him, I think, like a couple weeks. Everybody said, wait a minute, you had like 7 in spring training. What's going on? Let's go. A little slap hitter. Clean it up.
We were there, Chris. We saw it firsthand in the spring.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're a singles guy?
Skeens 1-2 to Pratt, and he strikes out. One away. We check in with Kevin. Which is ridiculous to think about, getting that hot from, like Tim was talking about earlier, where they were when they started the stretch.
Yeah, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I mean, we were in there when they played the Yankees, swept the Yankees, and they were left for dead. Everybody in a bad mood, and you know, they've kind of taken on that personality of like a Wilson Contreras and all that stuff going on with Venezuela. They had 5 Venezuelan players at the time. It just felt like they've all come together and gotten really good starting pitching, the timely hitting. Cedon's been on fire. They just, you know, and Abreu is an absolute stud. He went off in the WBC. They've got a really, really good team, and Craig Breslow goes out and spend some real capital to go out and get a guy like Adley Rutschman.
After they had also added Curtis Mead from the Nationals, and Mead in his first game, second plate appearance, got drilled, broke his wrist.
Yeah, yeah. Hate to see that. Trying to add to the team some areas you needed. Right-handed bat, guy having a great year, and then gets to the new club and is not able to contribute.
Well, former Red Sox infielder David Hamilton cuts through the 3-1. We've seen a 99. We've seen a couple 98s from Skeens.
Yeah, the fastball looks lively to me. I know he's not over 100 or anything like that, but he's been living at 97 plus. Fastball is lively for me. It's still more the command. We've continued to see the arm side misses and a lot of 3-ball counts.
This is his 5th 3-ball count. So now 9 Milwaukee hitters. Got him. 98 from Skeens.
It almost looked like he slowed down right there with his mechanics a little bit, a little more under control. Knowing it's the 9-hole hitter, and I'm not going to put this guy on, but just nice and smooth, and that arm looked really quick. Just nice and easy. That looked under control. Or synced up, I should say, Otto.
Yeah, no, that was clean. That was gas.
Bryce Terang. First pitch, changeup, ball 1. Terang walked his first time. If you're trying to get more velocity, you try to rotate faster.
Yeah, so this is one of the issues. It's the trade-offs that exist within pitching and really with hitting as well. The more power you want to create, the faster you want to rotate. The faster you rotate, the easier it is for you to leave your hand behind and make mistakes with your hand. So oftentimes you tell yourself to resist rotation to get your hand into place, and then that takes your velocity down. So everything's a little bit of a trade-off, and that's why finding that rhythm is so important.
Terang lines one to left, right at Jake Mangum. 1-2-3 for Paul Skeens. We chat again with Brian Reynolds when we come back to Milwaukee. Brewers, the Pirates a game below 500, 3.5 back of the final wild card spot. And the Brewers with the best record in baseball. 4 strikeouts for Kyle Harrison in his return off the injured list. He's been efficient too. 34 pitches you see, and ready to face 2, 3, and 4, starting with Brandon Lau. Lau grounded to short his first time. Boy, Harrison has been crisp in his return.
His pace reminds me a lot of former Brewer Wade Miley. That's how fast he's working right now. And not only that, the stuff looks great. So very encouraging stuff from Kyle Harrison through the beginning of this game.
The Wade Miley drop here in Milwaukee. That's a great comp. I managed Wade, and you dreamed about the days he was pitching. You love this stuff when you're either in the dugout managing guys that coming right at you, when you're on defense. It is just a great product to watch.
0-2. Fouled away by Lau. Yeah, Wade Miley had places to be.
Man, he worked fast.
I think I heard him say, whether I do well or do bad, let's get it over with quickly.
Hey, we're going to try Brian Reynolds real quick. Brian, you got us?
Yeah, I got you now.
Hey, where's your head? We talked to you. It's all about the fastball with Harrison.
Yeah, starting my move earlier and just being on the heater, adjusting to everything else.
All right, go get him.
All right, thanks.
Lau strikes out on the slider. Reynolds takes out the earpiece. We're going to let him do his business. Otto, you were looking at it, how Harrison attacked Reynolds the first time they faced off.
Yeah, everything was coming out of the up and away window away from him. And he's trying to speed up to hit the fastball, and that's what made him chase the changeup.
Ball's off.
So like that, away even with the breaking ball, not just the fastball?
Yeah, his eyes are completely away because everything he's shown him has been away so far. Pretty sure he's giving up the inside corner to go ahead and dive for the outside.
And then you come in with a fastball at 96.
Well, that's what makes it tough right there. Yeah, when you're trying, you see that first changeup, and great job by Contreras back there. He saw that changeup out of hand, so you want to try to speed him back up and go in, and then he absolutely dots one down and in to Reynolds, and you're like, okay, I've got to give up something, and I've got to get the head of the bat out with that ball in. So now we'll see what happens. It just opens up the slider back foot when lefties are dotting in there, and the changeup away.
1-1. Cut and a miss for that fastball.
Yeah, the fastball in probably gave that fastball up and away a little bit of protection. Now he's not quite as confident diving to the outside corner, and that pitch can play and get over the barrel.
I think you always find a little bit of trouble with those guys you're trying to get on top of that ball carries, because all of a sudden you see it kind of eye level or even chest level, and you're like, oh, there it is, I got to get on top of it. And that's the one you don't want to swing at, because it's almost impossible to get on top of that.
So that was actually a pretty impressive foul ball right there on the changeup, because he sped up so much to hit that fastball above the zone before, to David's point, and you have to flatten out your bat to connect with the flat fastball. Then the changeup really well located, but just natural hand-eye coordination right there was able to flick it foul.
1-2. Slapped foul down the line and right. I mean, this is the grinder that Brian Reynolds is in the most endearing way possible.
Let's see if they don't try to come back in again. He's had a couple more pitches away. His weight is definitely out over the plate. Let's see if they try to come in again.
Strikes out there on the slider down, and it's 4 strikeouts in a row now for Kyle Harrison.
All right, well, forget coming in. Just throw the slurve right off that same line as the fastball. It's a beautiful magic trick. It looks so juicy out of the hand, and then by the time you go to swing, you realize that's straight breaking right below the zone.
So 2 down, and now as Merlin Valdez takes the changeup to start for strike 1.
He's feeling that changeup tonight. Not a pitch he goes to a lot, and you could tell maybe it's the rehab start or his time off, but much more confident in that tonight.
Yeah, for the season, Kyle Harrison has used his changeup 10% of the time coming into this one. It's a kick change. Tried it last year with the Red Sox, has toyed with it through the offseason and into this year. And we told you, he used it a lot in his rehab outing. Kind of a training ground in a way for it too, and we've seen some good ones tonight. 2-1 on Esmerlin Valdez, who struck out looking on a fastball his first time. Cut and a miss, 2-2. Boy, if you're a Brewers fan, you got to love what you have seen from Kyle Harrison.
No doubt.
2-2.
When all plays together, the whole package, first time watching him live, like how fast, how good of a fastball he has and how fast he works makes you a little jumpy, and he's got just great command of that secondary stuff, and the changeup showing up is why he's been so impressive here early on.
We've been talking about his fastball. As far as starting pitchers go, he throws it a ton. Only Jacob Mizorowski throws his four-seam fastball among starters more than Harrison does, and it's elite swing and miss as far as four-seam fastballs go. Valdez strikes out, and that is 5 Ks in a row for Kyle Harrison. Welcome back, Kyle Harrison. Last time out for Paul Skeens was Friday in Cincinnati. He said it was his sloppiest outing of the year. Today, a lot better for him.
Especially the last inning. I actually think he started off a little sloppy early on and got away with it because he's so good anyway. But I think he's just starting to find his rhythm and his release point right now.
Second time through, this is Jackson Churio. Flew out to deep center his first time.
His comments after last game really caught my attention because he's the type of guy that stays very process oriented. He has got a ton of belief in himself, rightfully so. But for him to, kind of let you in a little bit there and show that he is a little frustrated that wasn't the type of outing he wanted, that caught my attention a bit. And I think he definitely wanted to come out and put his best foot forward tonight.
It was 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. And Paul Skeens in that one against the Reds walked a season high 4. He got asked about the larger numbers, like maybe over the entire month of July. He said he actually felt like he'd been throwing it pretty well that month, numbers aside. Said the month hadn't been terrible. He said this one was pretty terrible. 1-2. Churio strikes out on 96, and 5 Ks for Paul Skeens. Let's go month by month for Paul Skeens. First start of the year, notably in Queens against the Mets, 2/3 of an inning. From there, he was excellent over his next 8 starts. And then July, like you said, he felt like he was throwing it better than the results showed outside of the last one.
It's tough. You're not going to pitch perfect all the time. The guys on the other team, they drive nice cars too. They can hit. They can have an approach. Everybody's seen Paul Skeens. They're certainly aware of what he can do. So they're going to punch back at some point. But if you're a real great and you're going to become a Hall of Famer like we all expect Paul Skeens to potentially become someday, you're going to have to figure this out, and I think he will.
What's funny to me, too, like when you're talking about pitchers, they can be lights out for, 3/4 of a month and have a clunker or 2 in there. And it makes you question yourself, and it just makes that ERA fly up. And he's had a couple of those this year.
Ball 10.
That just missed in to Garrett Mitchell in the 3-hole, 3-0.
Even though he threw a ball there, that was one of the better times he got out in front with the hand to the glove side.
Up and in, 4-pitch walk, and Garrett Mitchell's on here in the 4th.
Hosting friends for the next game? Just tell Siri, add hot dogs to my grocery list.
So man aboard, second walk issued by Paul Skeens, and second base runner for the Brewers. And now William Contreras ran it full his first time before he grounded back to the mound, and a really good breaking ball to start. Couple singles yesterday for William Contreras. Before that, really scuffling, 165 average his previous 29 games.
Yeah,
important bat for them to get going.
And he doesn't see Paul Skeens really well. He does not have good numbers off him, and one of those guys that you feel like you just don't pick up, and when you're scuffling, you're not excited about this day.
0-2.
Yeah, you see there, he is a guy that they rely on, big time bat, all-star, just having a tough time after June.
1-2. Curls high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paul Skeens deals up the ladder. Mitchell on the move, and the throw skips into center. Mitchell moves up to third on the throw into center from Endy Rodriguez.
Well, this is a good pitch to throw on. This is pitch and catch. Should be Rodriguez just lets this ball sail, but not a great jump there. High fastball to throw on. Doesn't get that front shoulder closed. You see that ball run up and in, and it's hard to close that front shoulder back. You fly open a little bit and just isn't able to finish his arm stroke there. Let that ball sail in to center field. But this is what Milwaukee does. This is how they score so many runs.
3-2 is lifted foul.
They're constantly putting pressure on you on the bases. You've got to play catch, do the fundamental things right. And he has him there. Rodriguez with an absolute cannon from behind the plate.
Paul Skeens craves a strikeout right here. 3-2. And Contreras takes the breaking ball off the edge. Back-to-back walks, and the Brewers have him at the corners.
It's a really good at-bat there from Contreras. That first foul ball looked like he was off balance. And then been able to pull a walk after a guy at third, not kind of expanding, trying to make contact, putting balls in play.
Hey, how cool is this? The ovation for Christian Yelich. Pat Murphy said after the game yesterday he heard some boos when Yelich came to the plate. And he said afterward, this guy needs encouragement. Pat Murphy said, I'm asking the fans to remember who Christian Yelich was. Inside the start. Former MVP, 3-time All-Star. That OPS below 700. It's been the worst season by the numbers for Yelich in his career. 2-0 from Skeens.
I don't know. There's some guys that get in the box, and I've being in Chicago for a little bit, you know, there's certain guys that get in the box where you're like, I've seen him beat me the other way or work a good walk. He's just such a professional. You know, you always expect big things. That some guys, when they just get in the box, you just see all the success they've had, and he's had a lot of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, people may have forgotten, but I have not forgotten, because Christian Yelich was one of the hardest outs of my career. Always felt like he was a step ahead, and you just talked about it. He could use the whole field. Just a pro, man. Just one of the most professional hitters you'll ever find.
Well, he also gets. I mean, he can still run. He gets down the line good. He's a threat on the bases still. You know, he's one of those guys that has just been so well-rounded for so long, and a staple here in Milwaukee, and a part of all the playoff stuff they've been a part of over the last 7-8 years. He's been that guy.
Bill Murphy visited after 6 straight balls from Paul Skeens. 2-0. Yelich chops it foul.
Can't imagine that Paul's had too many 2-0 count mound visits ever.
Yeah. He had set down 10 in a row, then walked Mitchell, and then walked Contreras. 2-1. Down with a changeup, 3-1.
When sometimes you just need that, you know, the 2-0 one sometimes is good because just maybe it's a nugget that the pitching coach sees or the catcher sees in the middle of an at bat just to get back to the right thought process.
3-1. Yelich ropes it into right field, base hit, and comes through for Milwaukee. RBI double Christian Yelich, and the Brewers strike first.
Yeah, really nice swing by Yelich here. Skeens had been playing with fire, even though he had gotten a little bit of a rhythm. This was his 8th 3-ball count in this at-bat to Yelich, which leaves you a bit exposed. Christian knows exactly what to do in that situation. Look for something, and if you get it, don't miss it. And he did it with that line drive to right.
And now Andrew Vaughn. Second and third, one out. And Vaughn goes first pitch hunting. Boy, pretty cool ovation there from these fans. Just some great fans who, like you guys said, they know what Christian Yelich has done in his career. Nothing in 2.
Vaughn seeing a lot of off speed here early on, carrying over a 1400 OPS on fastballs, especially four-seam fastballs hit well. So be surprised if he saw anything but off speed unless it's out of the zone.
Out of the zone with a fastball.
Probably setting up the sweeper here, Otto. Sweeper slider. That slider he threw to Yelich looked like it backed up a little bit. Probably has a little more confidence in the sweeper.
That was a pretty comfortable take on that pitch away, though. So I think to get him to swing, you have to start something in.
Oh, here we go.
Broken bat roller, but it's into right field. Base hit, Andrew Vaughn. Contreras scores. Yelich right behind him. The throw's not in time. 3-0 Brewers.
Nice job of hitting here by Vaughn. We've talked about his ability to get to the fastball. Not a bad pitch either. 1-2, trying to bury that thing in, get weak contact with the infield in. And you see here, just able to fight that thing the other way. And a lot of good things happen for the offensive players when that infield is in. A lot of holes open. Nice job, Vaughn.
Yeah, Paul executed his pitch there. He threw it exactly where he wanted to. But to your point, sometimes the pitcher throws a good pitch, but it's just a better swing by the batter. He allowed himself to get jammed, and it really played out there.
I didn't get jammed much. Bad hitter.
It's crazy to say it, but I do think
real.
Good hitters get jammed.
No
and
doubt.
Also had the second baseman pulled up the middle, so he had a whole bunch of dirt to work with.
0-2 to Luis Lara. And Pat Murphy said this about Andrew Vaughn. Professional hitter. Found a way to muscle that into right. The 2 walks come back to hurt Paul Skeens. This will be his 27th pitch of this bottom of the 4th. Lara ropes it foul. Well, this is one of the differences, too, for Paul Skeens entering this start. He had allowed almost as many hits this year with runners in scoring position as he did in his first 2 years combined.
Wow.
This is what the Brewers do. You know, you crack the door open, they come stampeding right through. To get the walk, next thing you know, they have a 3-run rally. And they're still making him throw pitch. Pitch after pitch after pitch.
You're right. They never give in. They command the zone. They work the count. They make it really, really tough. And Pat Murphy talked about Lara as well, just about the quality of the at-bat that this young man has.
Ball.
It's an offense, I mean, to put it in football terms, like they move the chains so well.
Good analogy as we get ready for college football to
Thank you
start.
for that,
Way to
Rossi.
go.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
We seek your approval. 2-2. It's down and away. Another good take by Luis Lara.
Well, and you talk about a team that is willing to pass the baton, as we say, and Pat alluded to that. Nobody trying to do too much when the offense, is scuffling a little bit, whether it's Terang or these guys at the top. They just keep passing the baton. Good things happen.
31+ pitches now in this inning for Paul Skeens.
He's digging deep. He's trying to work his way through this inning, but the Brewers are not going to let him out easily.
Three-two again. Laura lays off of that, and the Brewers have coaxed 3 walks in this 4th inning off Paul Skeens. Well, 5 straight have reached for the Brewers, and Cooper Pratt next up.
These types of innings are where the pitch clock really becomes a challenge for a pitcher. It's just very hard to slow the game down. You're throwing pitch after pitch after pitch, and before you know it, you wear yourself out.
Good slider to start. Cooper Pratt. Lake Bacher, long hair and all, is up. Deadline out on Monday from Miami, readying for what will be his Pirates debut. On the ground right side, Rafael Flores gets 1 to first in time for 2. 3-6-1. But the damage done against Paul Skeens. A 3 spot for Milwaukee in the 4th. Paul Skeens headlined this pitching matchup. Well, Kyle Harrison has been awesome. 4 innings of shutout ball, just 1 hit and 7 strikeouts, including to the last 5 batters that he's faced in his return after nearly a month away on the injured list for Milwaukee.
He's been impressive, guys, and it's not just the fastball, it's the slurve tonight. 6 swings at slurves, 6 misses.
It's kind of got it all going.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a rocking chair. I mean, just the first pitch of this inning, just nice and easy, flowing fastball right down the middle, knowing the other team wants to give their starter a little bit of a break. I'm coming right at you, no time to think, and I'm throwing strikes. Shut down inning time.
Against Nick Gonzalez, who was the only hit against Harrison tonight. Good year with the bat for Nick Gonzalez, former 7th overall pick. Career high in OPS and RBIs. That one spiked on a changeup. And we told you 5 strikeouts in a row for Kyle Harrison. Guy who got off to a fantastic start to this season. First 2+ months. First 11 starts for him. He had a 1.57 ERA. Strikeouts tonight for Harrison. 7 of them. 3 on the 4-seamer and 4 on his breaking ball.
He's geared up for that fastball, and he's been able to land that breaking ball. And here's another one there.
Contreras hangs on to it. So that is 6 straight strikeouts. First time Harrison's done that in his career.
We're going streaking, guys. Through the quad to the gymnasium.
Oh,
I love it. Thank you, Otto.
Too. Yes, nailed that.
Here's Andy Rodriguez. Yeah, and landing the breaking ball whenever he wants.
Looks automatic right now.
It does.
Pitch count manageable too. His 60th is pulled down the line foul. Yeah, last 2 starts before the All-Star break for Kyle Harrison. Some imperfections. 2 2/3, 3 runs in Arizona. He was very critical of himself after that one. Said it was pathetic. 4 innings, 3 runs in St. Louis. And that was when he was feeling it. He hit the IL with that forearm tightness.
Was dominant in the rehab start. But you never know how that's going to translate, right?
You never know, but it looks like, you know, they put the 52 car in the garage for a little bit. They gave it a new paint job, and now he's feeling himself again. He's back out here doing his thing.
Well, in long-term big picture for this team, that's huge for their young pitchers.
Oh, it's massive.
Top of the zone at 95, and a challenge here from Andy Rodriguez. ABS powered by T-Mobile and daring to use your final one in the 5th, but that's up and out to Andy Rodriguez. One, two. Up and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So much has been made about not getting Skubal here in Milwaukee. If this young man continues to pitch like this, I mean, they've got 2 horses at the top. He's been pitching this way all year, but seems to be back healthy and looking like true to form from where he was before he went on the IL.
Yeah, this is your probably game 2 starting pitcher.
Way he's thrown this year for sure.
Probably Logan Henderson, who was very good yesterday.
He was great.
Probably him in game 3. Rodriguez strikes out, and 7 straight Ks for Kyle Harrison. Let's check in with Kevin. Guys, thank you very much. Back to the quick working, strikeout pumping Kyle Harrison against Jared Triolo. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's 7 straight Ks. Only 1 pitcher ever in Brewers history has had a longer consecutive strikeout streak. Corbin Burns 5 years ago punched out 10 in a row.
You know the guy's throwing some nasty stuff when you're trying to bunt with 2 outs, down 3, and a 1-1 count. I'm not seeing it well. That's a David Ross move right there.
1-2.
I am not seeing it.
Well, he's about to get a screaming fastball up and away from him here.
Triolo trying to do anything to slow him down.
No, he's not. They're going slow.
Bottom of the zone, strike 3 called. 8 Ks in a row for Kyle Harrison.
And he just freezes him at the knees with the 4-seam. Using breaking ball, and fastballs up. This time he switches it around and goes cheese at the knees for the final strikeout of the inning.
Come on. Come on.
Halfway through in Milwaukee, the Brewers got 3 runs off Paul Skeens in the bottom of the 4th. And Kyle Harrison has been the story. 8 straight strikeouts. He's at 69 pitches. First start off the injured list. Pat Murphy told us pregame they're probably looking at 75 pitches for him. Do you think we see any more of Kyle Harrison?
You know, if you're managing, you're trying to keep the young man healthy. Maybe they're having a conversation in between innings, but maybe sends him back out for 1 more up. I don't know if he'll finish the inning, but well, there he goes back in the back. We'll see what Pat Murphy decides, but you would think they would have some white gloves on him just first time back and as well as he's pitched. But he's been efficient. I mean, my goodness, it's as clean as you can get.
Activity in the bullpen indeed for the Brewers. Chad Patrick. Meantime, the 1-2 to David Hamilton is lifted to short center. Garcia comes in and 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Hey, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan that QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. 1 away in the 5th, back to the top for Bryce Terang. Walked in the 1st, lined out sharply to left at 102 off his bat in the 3rd. Paul Skeens approaching 90 pitches. It was a 34 pitch 4th. Skeens walked 3 in an inning for only the second time in his career.
Sometimes when you struggle, it makes sense. You know, it's not a velocity or a ball flight metric. It's just not executing his pitches, losing a lot to the arm side, putting himself in some tough counts.
And against the grind you out type of offense.
Well, that's what I would ask you, Otto, is like when you are lost mechanically, you know, it feels like, you know, I can only relate to hitting. You're just not seeing it. You try different things, but it's not easy to repeat mechanics consistently. No matter how good you are or how hard you throw, it's about throwing it where you want to, as you were talking about.
Yeah, it's really hard. And when you're facing a team like the Brewers, who are not going to let you off the hook, it makes it that much harder.
97 up the ladder here to Terang. Yeah, it's what the Brewers do. Second in walk rate offensively. They swing the least of any offense in the sport. They chase the least of any offense in the sport. And strike one to start to Jackson Chourio.
Well, and if you're drawing up an offense and the stats that you were just talking about, that's what you want. Obviously you want the slug in today's game because it's the easy, quick runs.
Pulled into left. Mangum backs up.
But you want all those metrics right there, just controlling the strike zone and making it tough on the other pitcher.
Good bounce back for Paul Skeens in the 5th. Sets him down 1-2-3. Kyle Harrison is departing this game, but had just returned to the mound and was going to work at least some here in the top of the 6th inning, but he just exited the mound with the Brewers trainer, Brad Epstein, after Harrison was just starting to go through his warm-up tosses and then was motioning toward his side from what we could see.
I don't know what that was. Let's see if we can see anything and speculate, Otto.
So he throws a pitch here, getting ready with Contreras. And then, yeah, looks off, nods.
Maybe they had a conversation in between innings and something was just bothering him a little bit and tried to get through 1 or 2 more hitters.
Yeah, what's crazy is the warm-up pitch was a pretty good pitch. He threw that right in the mid perfectly, but yeah, I'm guessing something was bugging him a hair, and it's just not worth it. He's too valuable to the team.
Well, we saw the bullpen kind of get up a little bit late the inning before. It wasn't like he was coming out right when he came off and they knew the pitch counts were there, so he may have had a little bit of something, hey, let me test it out when I get back out there.
Is there any thought process to that you just want to give him one more up too, like that you would just want to see that in his return?
Well, that's what I was saying. Just sometimes you want to get the guys as many ups as possible when you're managing these guys for their next start and try to build on the rehab start and get the pitch count up just, 275, 76, wherever they feel comfortable. And as good as he's looked tonight, you're thinking I can probably let him go a little bit more, but it looked like something was bothering him before he went out there.
Did look like the trainer, Brad Epstein, was showing a little bit of a smile there, so hope for the best with Kyle Harrison. In the meantime, when he was on the mound, guys, he was spectacular. 5 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts, including 8 in a row.
Yeah, he had a lot working for him today. Attacking the strike zone early in counts, explosive fastball to the top of the zone. Probably the best slurve we've seen from him all year. And really, he was just like a guy standing outside the concert punching tickets for the last couple innings.
I mean, look at that. And he does it on 69 pitches. It was 68 in that rehab start last Thursday. You could not have asked for more from him.
I mean, we hyped up Paul Skeens coming in, not knowing what we're going to get from Kyle Harrison. But you said it earlier. It's been his show tonight. Just absolutely dominant. We talked about the numbers with Pittsburgh struggling against the left-handed pitching all year this year, and Kyle Harrison did not disappoint in his outing. First outing back.
Yep. So 8-9-1 getting ready, starting with Rafael Flores against Chad Patrick, who gets as long as he needs in this situation. ERA for Patrick this year at 3.46, nearly the same as what he did last year and what was a great rookie season for Chad Patrick last year.
Is Chad Patrick a roof close guy? Because the roof is all of a sudden closing mid-game here.
I snapped as a manager when they did that to me one time. I was so pissed. I got thrown. Yeah, I think I got thrown out of the game or something.
Oh, no
yeah,
kidding.
I don't remember.
Do you remember time of the game when they did it?
No, I don't. I blacked out. We were losing.
You're just getting PTSD a little bit.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, the roof
Enough
is
about me.
in the process of closing for Chad Patrick. Comes in with strike one at 97 to start out Rafael Flores Jr.
The Brewers have so much velocity on their pitching staff. Every guy that comes in is going to be 95 plus.
Yeah, it's such a hard throwing bullpen in particular. I mean, say what you want about Jacob Mizorowski, and there's so much great to say about him, but in the bullpen, third fastest average fastball velo, only behind San Diego, with Mason Miller, of course, and Seattle. Saw Chad Patrick look very good 4 days ago. Got 6 outs. He struck out 5. Fastball up to 98 for Chad Patrick. Flores walked his first time, and the 1-2 got him. 98 up the ladder.
The pitch.
That's why they called it anytime home run, guys.
Nice one.
Coming around, going low, going high.
He does this every time.
Every time.
So between Harrison and now Chad Patrick, it's 9 straight strikeouts for Brewers pitching. Pinch hitter looming, so we get a mound visit for a scouting report for Chad Patrick with Ronnie Simon set to bat. Big news today for the Pirates was that they released Marcell Ozuna. Simon comes up. He's had an excellent season in AAA. Switch hitter who brings some energy, can run. And he takes the spot of Ozuna, who the Pirates signed for $12 million in the offseason, but was really struggling. 612 OPS, but a guy who was really well liked in that clubhouse. So let's get some selfies for Ronnie Simon when you get called up.
He's a very energetic player, guys. He was my teammate with the Toros del Este in the Dominican Winter League a couple years ago. Can really swing it. Plays with a ton of energy.
And you talked about it already. His minor league numbers just jumped off the page. He was having a great year and really hot this month.
Got some big league time last year between the Marlins and these Pirates. There's at 97 from Patrick. '26-year-old from the Dominican. Coming back our way. Popped up foul again. Back behind the plate.
They're right at us. Both of those feel like we got to get a glove up here. Those are really close.
It's head on a swivel from up here.
Yeah, keep it loose. Squirrel.
1-2 off the back door. We love a good broadcast position like this. Nice and low.
Yeah.
Feel like you're on top of it.
We were in Texas the other night. We were way up there, weren't we?
We're in the clouds in Arlington. 2-2. Popped up foul. Oh, we got a glove all of a sudden. There you go. Look alive.
I don't know how to use this type of glove, but
I don't know where that came from, but just in the nick of time.
My backpack, I was keeping it. Just in case Otto wants to have a catch.
Have a catch, huh?
Yeah, I just like threw it back old school. I don't really talk like that.
8th pitch of the plate appearance Patrick to Simon. Inside, yanked. Don Kelly was saying to his pregame he was excited about some of the versatility that Simon brings and the way they could use him off the bench. Mentioned all the stolen bases he's had down in AAA this year. 30+. Up high. Comes in cold, works a walk. We check in with Kevin in the studio.
Hey, Timmy, it's hum now. Every time that guy gets to the bat.
Jake Mangum lines out to left at Jackson Churio.
Timmy.
Hum now?
Hum now? Tell me you wouldn't say that all the time from the dugout. 4 for 4? Hum now, kid.
Just have a little hum, babe.
Hum, babe.
Stop the clock. We'll stop the clock.
There's nothing like baseball jargon, but then also just baseball stories.
It's different. It's a different lingo. It's definitely that.
Yeah. Here's Brandon Lau with 2 outs after the line out to left. Lau a ground out to short and a strikeout swinging. His first 2 trips, both times against Harrison. This guy's been a great addition this year for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, when he made these moves in the offseason, Ben Cherington going out and trying to bolster that offense. This guy has done nothing but produce. Otto talked about it early on. Like when you go out and try to bolster the offense, when you have such good young starting pitching, and they've done nothing but produce, and this has been a big reason why.
Otto, I know you were kind of curious to hear from Don Kelly about Lau, and nothing but rave reviews for him.
Yeah, nothing but rave reviews. I mean, we know about the production. He's got a ton of power for a second baseman. He's played really great defense, but he's also been invaluable in the clubhouse, along with O'Hearn, along with Ozuna when he was here. They brought those guys in not only to hit, but also to promote culture and to help the young guys come along, and they've done just that.
Boy, tough year to be a second baseman in the National League if you wanted to be an all-star. Guys like Terang and Brandon Lau. When you're on the outside looking in. That is off, as you heard from DJ Rayburn. 2-1.
Nico Horner.
Yeah.
A bunch of,
Weatherholt.
Yeah, nice.
Arise playing great defensively.
Yeah.
Of course, just got traded to the Phillies, and he had a home run for Philadelphia tonight. Ooh, off the mask of Contreras. That's one of those that Contreras will do that. He'll fire a fastball back at the pitcher.
Yeah, he fires that thing just to get kind of the cobwebs out, or one of those you get kind of punched in the face like that with a foul ball. It's not a good feeling. Just get a little anger out and fire it back to the pitcher.
That's strike 3 called. Top of the zone for Chad Patrick. 2 more strikeouts for Brewers pitching. They lead the Pirates 3-0 in the middle of the 6th in Milwaukee. ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Pirates and Brewers from American Family Field. Paul Skeens comes out of this game after 5 innings, and Lake Bacher, one of the deadline bullpen ads for Pittsburgh, comes on for his team debut 2 days after the deadline. Former Padres farmhand, a one-time Marlins waiver claim. He had been solid in Miami's bullpen last year and this year, starting off against Garrett Mitchell.
His go-to pitch is the slider. Look for the slider when he's in advantage counts. He likes to start it down the middle and then break it below the zone.
Great hair, great name. Lake Bacher, whose Instagram handle is 6th Great Lake.
He's in the right area.
Yeah, come up here for your debut in Milwaukee. 31 years old, out of Wisconsin Whitewater. Went to high school in Wheaton, Illinois. Curveball misses. 2-2 to Garrett Mitchell, who has struck out, walked, and scored. Two. Mitchell, a bouncing ball at second. Brandon Lau waiting on his first baseman, Flores. One away. Speaking of lakes, we were in Arlington, Texas on Monday. We come here to Milwaukee on a Wednesday. So what did David Ross and Adam Ottavino do on Tuesday?
We had a little vacay. I got some buddies here that took us out. And me and Otto were like, what are we going to do? I was like, well, I'm going wake surfing. You should come with me. He's like, I'm in. So we,
William Contreras launches. Left fields. Gone! 4-0 Brewers.
That's got to feel good for William. Little ump cam, little slider, get me over, just speeds up the barrel. Trying to throw an 0-0 strike here, thinking he might take, just flip one in there. William stared that one down, didn't he? He knew he got all that one.
So you get a home run from Churio yesterday. That bat starting to wake up for Milwaukee, and get a pull side bomb from Contreras 400 feet a day later. Those are encouraging signs for an already potent Milwaukee offense. Oh, 2 to Christian Yelich, and he takes down.
We talk about, I know they're last in home runs, but this is a group that's got real power. You know, you watch these guys and their quality at bats, but they're stumping there, and there's game-changing power throughout that lineup.
Yelich down the line in left, fair ball, and he's got his second hit in as many trips. A one-out single here in the 6th.
Here's the home run again. The slider just get me over. William Contreras all over this thing. Just right there, trying to stay inside it, and then it just spins and the barrel speeds up. That was loud.
Now Andrew Vaughn, runner on the move on a breaking ball, and the throw. Not going to get him.
Pretty good throw there from Rodriguez. Throw took him up a line. Looked like, wow, just there, hair lane, just running on him. Just run, not able to catch and tag at the same time, trying to keep it in the infield. But that's what Christian Yelich does. All they needed is to cheer him a little bit around here, and he's got 2 knocks, couple RBIs, and a stolen base.
Some of the new age catcher thinking is that tailing throw to the right of the second base bag actually makes it a shorter throw.
It definitely is, but you have to have your second baseman there in time to be able to get up the line, because he's got to navigate the base runner and the throw running up there. So if you're coming in there late at all, you're not able to kind of ride it up the baseline like you want to. He's there and having to dive back. You're there a little bit earlier. You're going to give up some ground defensively, but you're able to get that out if you're there a little bit earlier. Definitely difficult. You need guys down there. As catcher, you're just trying to get it down there and let those guys with the great hands work their magic. I had a great one at the end of my career in Javi Baez. Just all I had to do was just chuck it down there as fast as I could, and the magician would make it happen.
3-1. And Irvon takes down on the breaking ball. So a walk, and 3 straight have reached for the Brewers here in the 6th off Lake Bakker.
Here, go back to that stolen base. Good jump here by Yelly, but Rodriguez gets rid of it really fast. It just tails too much. You want it to tail a little bit. You're dead if you throw it to the shortstop side of the base. So you want it to tail a little bit, and I know they're kind of teaching that a little bit, but putting it on the bag, you're not ever going to have a problem if you're putting it on the bag consistently. The miss should be the leak to the base runner side. We talk about good misses and pitching. A good miss is on that side of the base and catching.
Yeah, I think the mistake there was just that he didn't get enough on it. It kind of faded a little bit, so Lau had to go down and get it instead of being able to catch it like thigh high and plant the tag.
Sure.
But I agree that you have no shot if you miss on the shortstop side, so you're much better off on the second base side.
Well, you can tell a little bit, like the 2 throws he's had tonight have both faded, like you're talking about, and also run is kind of throwing a sinker down there a little bit.
Well, 2 on here for Milwaukee, still just the 1 out, and Luis Lara cuts through the first pitch curveball. Lara fly out to right, and then he ran it full, had a real patient at bat against Paul Skeens in the 4th, and eventually walked. Oh, this one caroms away, and Yelich and Vaughn both move up.
I didn't see what happened there, Otto. Did he get crossed up a little bit, or did it back up?
No, it kind of landed right about the tip of the plate, I believe, and he tried to pick it.
Okay.
And just missed it. But
gotcha.
That's precious 90 feet though that they just conceded right there without blocking that ball.
Well, now the infield's in. So much more can happen offensively. So much more ground for the ball to get through when these guys are this tight in this type of game. Got to play infield in here. Down 4, bottom of the 6th. Running out of time.
Yeah, Lara's got a chance to put this one out of reach right here.
1-1. Fought off foul on 94. Mentioned Lara a month into his major league career. Pat Murphy has said he's got really good strike ball, as they call it. Pitch recognition, swing decisions. He's played good defense. They've liked what they've seen from Luis Lara. 1-2. Spits on that. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's another element there with that ball getting by Rodriguez. When you haven't caught a guy a whole lot, not knowing how much depth there is to each pitch, and kind of finding out where their misses are, how that ball reacts off the dirt, blocking that. It's always tough. You don't see a lot of catchers. We talked about the catchers that got traded at the deadline. Sometimes that's one of the factors.
Up top, full count.
And you know, the Brewers are just about the worst team you can face with an infield in situation. They put the ball in play. They have a bunch of pesky hitters that are tough to finish off. Lara's already shown that in previous at bat, and now he's worked this one to 3-2.
21st pitch of this 6th for Lake Bakker. Lara chops it foul.
It's tough when you're trying to wiggle out of a spot like this and you're thinking ground ball, infield pop-up, or strikeout. But with a contact guy like this, you don't really trust it. You really want to get the strikeout, but it's hard to do.
3-2. Strike 3 called with the breaking ball from Bakker, who locks up Lara. And that is a big second out.
Well, there it is. He caught him guessing something else. Little backdoor curveball freezes him. And a huge pitch for Bakker.
Trying to keep the game right where it is. 4-0 Milwaukee lead in the 6th. And now Cooper Pratt struck out his first time and then rolled into a 3-6-1 double play that ended that big 4th inning for the Brewers. On the ground at short, Jared Triolo ends the inning, and Bacher leaves a couple. But William Contreras goes deep for the Crew. 400 feet to left, and it's 4-0 Milwaukee through 6. B.TV for 50% off, $34.99. You get a 1-month free trial of ESPN Unlimited. The offer is only valid from August 3rd through 9th and only for the seasonal plan. Blackouts and terms apply. Chad Patrick fanned 2 more behind Kyle Harrison, and now DL Hall comes on in his second outing since coming off the injured list from a pec strain that kept him out nearly 2 months.
Well, you see the numbers right there for DL Hall this season, 2.25 ERA in 25 games.
And Brian Reynolds greets him with a single into center.
He possesses a lot of really good stuff, but also can spray the ball around and throw quite a few pitches out of the strike zone. So let's see if the Pirates look to take advantage of that.
By the way, we got word on Kyle Harrison. The Brewers have said he left with cramping in both calves. So all things considered, that's great to hear as it relates to Kyle Harrison and his return off the injured list. This one gets past Contreras with a fastball that went soaring, and Reynolds moves into scoring position with Esmerlin Valdez batting.
Well, the calf cramping, that's pretty common, and a quick fix, just give him a bushel of bananas and sit him right next to him in the dugout while he's going. Maybe
a bushel.
Just 1 banana every inning keeps the cramping away.
We got to check in with Kirch and see if he calls it a bushel.
I don't think it is a bushel. I'm sorry, but it came to mind.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I thought you were going to go pickle juice on me.
I'm more of a banana guy
Potassium.
for when it comes to the. Yeah, I mean, pickle juice will fix you for sure, but.
Eric Burns used to say mustard packet. Little
Yeah.
mustard packet's what he say to his triathlon stuff.
Valdez has struck out a couple more times today. 2-0 from DL Hall.
You got to make sure this pitch is right where you want it. They need base runners, not a home run right here. I know a home run's nice, but make sure it's your pitch.
So 3-0, and a real opportunity here for the Pirates in the 7th.
Got action in the pen already. We talked about him spraying, DL Hall spraying the ball a little bit. That'll drive a manager crazy in a 4-0 lead in the 7th.
So Antonio Senzatella, deadline ad from the Rockies, where this year he had moved to the bullpen. He's up, cut and a miss, full count.
Crazy to see Senzatella in any other uniform. He was in the Rockies organization since he was like 16 years old.
You were there when he came up, right?
Oh yeah, I played a long time with Senza, and then he played a long time after I was long gone. So he's a dog, though. Great pickup.
Ball 4.
That misses, and we'll get a challenge here from Contreras.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
And it does
Pitch
miss.
the ball. Milwaukee has 1 remaining.
So first 2 on for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th off DL Hall.
I thought that was a good try by Contreras there. He has a pitcher out here struggling to throw some strikes. Had a big leverage moment there to turn a walk into a strikeout. I think it was worth the risk, even though he came up empty.
Yeah, you had both remaining at that point. And now Nick Gonzalez singled his first time up the middle back in the 2nd. And then he struck out like many did against Kyle Harrison tonight. This guy's had one of the biggest increases in all of baseball this year in his average year-over-year and OBP. Lifts that foul, 1-1. He's hit the ball the other way more this year. He's talked about shifting his contact point to not be so far out in front. Feels like that's really helped him improve offensively this year.
Well, he's got a lot of space to the right side of the field here.
Yeah, you can tell he's letting it get a lot deeper. This at bat, the lefty getting there on there, making sure he's swinging at strikes. But the Brewers have had a couple guys that kind of resurgence with that, just changing that point of contact. Bauer's the guy having a great season, just, you know, changes contact point and not catching it so far out in front.
It's done the same for Gonzalez too on the other side. Ropes one down the line, foul. Gonzalez has had reverse splits this year, meaning he struggled more against lefties like DL Hall than he has against righties. Reynolds singled, Valdez walked. 1-2. On the ground, it's short. Pratt flips. Turang turns, and it's 2.
Man, that was huge for DL Hall and the Brewers.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend, right? When you're struggling throw strikes, you give up a base hit to start and get that. Just a nice 6-4-3. Nice turn by Turang. Gonzalez getting down the line really well here, but that's just tailor-made double play in the big leagues.
Nice job by Turang to put a little extra on that throw. He knew his runner. Very aware player.
So now 2 outs just like that. Reynolds to third for Endy Rodriguez. And strike one to start with 97. Endy Rodriguez bounced into a 5-4-3 in the second. Struck out on a heater up in the 5th. Ball and a strike.
That double play is such a momentum turner when you're on the mound, scuffing a little bit. Feels like it gets you right back in your rhythm. You're a little more aggressive on the mound back in there, especially with the lead, where you feel like you didn't want to give up the home run. Really good at bats at the top there. Reynolds starting with the hit. And then a nice at bat from Valdez to get on. And really a good at bat from Gonzalez there. Just beat it in the ground there late, fouling off some deep, good pitches.
And now DL Hall trying to get out of Dodge here in the 7th. 1-2. Big game for both these teams, especially Don Kelly's Pirates. Started the day 3.5 out of the final wild card spot. Inside, full count. Three-two. Bounce foul by Rodriguez. Just 6 total hits in this game, just 2 for the Pirates. 3-2. Rodriguez to left. Churio goes back at the wall. It's off the top of the wall and gone for Endy Rodriguez. And the deficit cut in half here in the 7th.
Really good at bat there by Endy Rodriguez, who's been swinging the bat really well as of late. Just short and compact. He took a really close fastball, 2-1, and then he fouls off the breaking ball, 3-2, to get to another heater and does not miss that thing. Jumps off his bat here, just hits the top of the wall to get out. Really good quality at bat by Rodriguez.
A big swing that the Pirates needed. Getting in the late innings here on the road in Milwaukee. Endy Rodriguez got the start today. He homers for the second game in a row. Forces DL Hall out of this game. And Antonio Senzatella will take over in a 2-run game when we come back to Milwaukee. The last few years. He skied a home run yesterday. He goes deep today, and now Antonio Senzatella comes on for his second outing with the Brewers. Pinch hitter Jacob Gonzalez came over this year from the White Sox. That's in the spot of Jared Triolo. One and one from Senzatella after the home run from Endy Rodriguez. We felt the momentum swings within this inning.
Yeah, really good quality at bat there. And I was talking about that 2-2 pitch he took that was in. That was such a quality take. Very borderline take, but it's been fun to watch him catch tonight. And we talked a little bit about the throw. He's got, comparing him a little bit to Benito Santiago, right? Got that lean body frame. All he needs to do is throw guys out from his knees, and he's got it.
Gonzalez strikes out on the cutter from Senzatella. And we hit the stretch in Milwaukee. The Pirates slice into the deficit. Brewers still up by 2. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. Oh yeah, the famous sausage race here in Milwaukee. Polish gets it done again. Bottom of the 7th begins. Lake Bakker's still out there. Now a 2-run Brewers advantage. I was hot on chorizo there.
You were. I picked the Italian, and it wasn't even close. I think they had a little kid running in there or something.
He looked like he had the calf soreness, the double calf soreness. That's what it looked like to me.
Man down.
9-1-2 starts with David Hamilton here at American Family Field. 2-1 on Hamilton, who was struck out and flown out to center. Brewers with the best record in baseball. They started the day a game and a half ahead of the Dodgers. 2 games ahead of the Braves at the start of action. This one popped up toward foul ground. Simon races in, put it away for the first out. Hey, go all in on game nights with MLB Plus. Stream MLB Network 24/7. Select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game. Game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. We've been locked in on everything happening around the league, especially at the deadline on Monday. We were parked in Arlington, Texas, just getting pinged with notifications from Jeff Passan and our great crew, figuring out who was going where.
Yeah, and then just watching Giants players hug their teammates goodbye one after another right before the game.
Yeah, Tony Vitello was busy.
Yeah, I've been in that seat when they start trading away all your players. It is you want to stay away from your phone if you can. Getting rid of the Rizzos and the Baez's and Bryants, and it's a tough day, but a lot of guys get to go and continue their playoff run like these guys here.
Skubal, of course, to the Dodgers over the weekend. Adley Rutschman still hurt for now, but due back soon for the Red Sox. And Luis Arraez, one of those Giants who got shipped out, lands with the Phillies, who then totally reshuffled things.
Move like 4 guys around to add one. You know, you got to give it to Bryce, putting his money where his mouth was, and Arraez went deep today, so good addition so far. There's something about some of these big markets, especially like Philly, that crowd gets into it and you get on a roll. That team, it's hard to play there when that place is loud and rocking.
Full count on Bryce Terrain.
Nobody's as hot as the Red Sox.
Yeah.
My goodness, we talked about that a little already.
Terang did not foul tip that, so he strikes out.
Okay, Bobby?
Rodriguez slapped the tag on him. Well, Tarik Skubal made his Dodgers debut against the Cubs last night at Wrigley.
I thought he looked great. I thought he looked like Tarik Skubal. Got ambushed for a home run by Dansby, and the other run he gave up was a little squirrely leadoff walk. But other than that, he looked great. Fastball, changeup. Same guy, just different uniform.
Of course, the Brewers were in the mix. Made an offer. They've come out and talked about that. They did not land. Obviously, Tarik Skubal. Boy, easy to dream on what that would have been like. Skubal and Mizorowski.
Don't forget Harrison now that we've seen him pitch as well.
Jackson Chourio, the batter. Milwaukee did add to the pitching staff. They got Dustin May and JoJo Romero from the Cardinals. Senzatella, who we just saw from the Rockies.
And the Cubs made some moves, going out and getting the pitching they needed. Clay Holmes.
Yep. Kevin
Gausman. Yeah, thank you. I wanted to say Tyrone Taylor's last one. I knew they added him in the outfield. But yeah, they needed the pitching, went out and got
Ryan Zefferjon.
two horses.
Chourio pops it up behind the second base bag. And Brandon Lau puts it away. Tidy work. 1, 2, 3 from Bakker. More on Tarik Skubal when we come back. We're talking about Tarik Skubal. Brewers owner Mark Attanasio yesterday on Brewers TV. He said the front office did a lot to get Skubal, went out of their typical approach. He said it's binary. There's only one winner. And he said the Tigers picked the package they thought was best for them. We said it would have been easy to dream on those guys. And they went for it. It matched up and tried to make the best, most compelling offer they could that they felt comfortable with.
I think that last statement's probably the best one. You know, I was a part of a trade deadline being the best team in baseball in 2016 in Chicago, and Theo Epstein goes out and gives up Gleyber Torres, who was a dude, right, obviously, and has been that, to go out and get Aroldis Chapman as a rental, and we would not have won the World Series without Aroldis Chapman. So I always, from a player standpoint and managing, you understand the future and a small market, but winning the World Series should always be the goal, and it's really hard to win and set yourself up to be in the position that the Brewers are in. I think that's why everybody wanted them to go and get the best guy on the market.
Abner Uribe takes over. So we go to the 8th inning. Pinch hitter is Spencer Horwitz, having a nice year with the bat, just off the injured list on Sunday. Otto, any thoughts from you on it? How did it strike you seeing that go down over the weekend?
Well, now that we've seen the speculated names that the Brewers offered, I mean, they did give a pretty good offer overall. I know there's been a lot of criticism that, you know, the Tigers didn't take it right down to the wire, but I do think the market forces, you know, and the fact that he was the biggest fish, Skubal was the biggest fish, he kind of had to go first. Other teams were waiting on that decision before they wanted to pivot. So I think the Dodgers were able to offer Zaire Hope, and ultimately the Tigers must really love him, and that's the way they went.
And the Brewers still, at the end of the day, best record in baseball. Again, as we've talked about, narrowly ahead of the Dodgers and the Braves.
And maybe they've got their Skubal and Kyle Harrison, the way he threw tonight.
And Henderson, who looked great yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have the best record in baseball. They're doing a lot of things right. We have to give them credit for their approach. It's worked over the past 7 or 8 years. But yeah, I think all of us, you can hear the disappointment a little bit. It would be great to have Skubal just because the excitement of pairing him with Mizorowski, you think, tips the scales a little bit.
Yeah, but I also, you know, on the...
This is hit right side. Nice rangy play by Bryce Terang to retires Horwitz.
And I'm with you, Otto, and you can't, you know, their process here in Milwaukee has been, you know, pretty flawless as of late and make it to the postseason, but they haven't gone deep into the postseason, right? And the ultimate goal when you get into a championship caliber team that is going every single year, to watch them get knocked out year in and year out in the first round is got to be frustrating from a fan base, from a fan perspective, and I'm sure from the front office perspective. So sometimes you got to kind of get outside of your comfort zone, is what I would say.
Yeah, and it's so easy to look at last postseason where they got swept by the big bad Dodgers after another great season. They came up a little short. They didn't have enough firepower to match the Dodgers.
Well, with you, the big home run from the polar bear?
Well, I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we definitely broke their hearts a little bit in that one with that swing. But you're right. I mean, the World Series is the goal. Making the playoffs is great. Sustainable success is great. Fans appreciate that. The Brewers fans have supported this club for a while. You know, I just feel like when you have a chance to win the big prize, the huge end game is the World Series trophy, you have to take that very seriously.
Ronnie Simon, the batter, hits it on the ground up the middle, and Terang on the backhand, dug out at first by Vaughn.
Man, that was sweet. He went both directions.
Bryce Terang is a baseball player, fellas. Like, this guy's infectious when you watch him play consistently. You talked about it, to his glove side last play, this time to the backhand. Watch him press through this baseball, easy transfer, and a great, let's not forget to give the first baseman some love. Vaughn, he's stretching, making a nice pick. Beautiful play.
Bryce Terang is a joy to watch play baseball.
Man, he is fun to watch. You're exactly right.
Jake Mangum pops one up back in our direction.
Squirrel.
You know, they rave about the anticipation that Bryce Terang plays defense with. They feel like his anticipation is leaps and bounds above other second basemen.
He's got a nose for it. He's got a nose for the ball, where it's going. It's like a great rebounder.
I thought we were doing college football.
We're already on to Luke Laux. Terang, why not handle the whole inning yourself? Behind Abner Uribe. A little souvenir as well. Brewers up 2 on the Pirates. Middle of the 8th inning in Milwaukee. Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Early August. Big game between both these teams. Good pitching matchup coming in. Paul Skeens was in a lot of 3-ball counts. He issued 4 walks in this game, gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. And on the flip side, Kyle Harrison off the injured list, dazzled. He fanned 8 in a row to finish off his day. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Brewers up a pair, and the Pirates go back to the bullpen, and they welcome back Evan Sisk. 2.23 ERA. You see he's been out since late June with an elbow issue. This guy had been reliable in their bullpen the first half of the season.
Yeah, really good numbers on the year for Evan Sisk. 32 games, 2.23 earned run average. He's in there to neutralize the lefties. He's got a lane right here, lefty, righty, lefty.
Against Garrett Mitchell to start, 2-0. Contreras homered his last time back in the 6th inning. So you get Sisk back healthy, plus all those pieces you traded for. If you're Ben Cherington, if you're Don Kelly and that group, it's a totally different looking bullpen for you now.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. It's nice when you've got more levers to pull as a manager down there in the bullpen. Save some guys, kind of read your starters, not to lean on them so much. Can bridge that gap to the back end a lot smoother and keep you in those one-run ball games, those tight ball games.
Sisk's 3-1. Climbs up and away. 5-pitch walk for Garrett Mitchell to start the bottom of the 8th. Hey, take home a piece of the game. Bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. I saw Luke Weaver from the Mets, Kirby Yates from the Angels, Bacher, who we just saw from the Marlins. That was all on Monday. After, on Saturday, they had traded with the Yankees for Camilo Doval. 0-1 on William Contreras. Also walked and scored in the 4th. So you make those moves in the pen. If you get some guys back healthy down the stretch offensively. Jared Jones has been coming back. He's made a handful of starts, dozen since coming back from his elbow. But you got to gain ground in the National League if you're the Pirates. Another good 2.
And this is what the Brewers offense does. 6 walks tonight. You know, obviously the home run, but they just grind you. They never stop. And we talked to Pat Murphy before the game, and he says, you know, sometimes we forget when we're scuffling or trying to make things happen. Just your job's to get on base, to get to first base. And they do a really good job of that. Not giving in, not chasing outside of the zone. It makes it really tough, especially in today's game where it's a lot of stuff over command. And you get on base, and with their speed, they just make a lot of things happen.
It really is remarkable the way they're constructed and the way they grind you. They take, they don't chase, they go oppo. It's a lot of ground balls from them. It's so successful. Contreras strikes out.
And when you talk about from a manager's perspective what's fun to manage, I know the only thing that matters is wins, but I've managed a team that kind of waits around for the 3-run homer, and it's a boring watch. If you're not hitting, that kind of comes and goes. This product, the reason why they've got 70 wins already and so early in the season and leading all of baseball is like this shows up every day. That plate discipline and strike zone control. The Dodgers do a good job of that. Like it makes it really tough if you don't have a deep pitching staff. Somebody's going to get exposed.
Christian Yelich 2 hits today, RBI double and a backside single. We get a mound visit here with Evan Sisk falling behind. Hey, tomorrow right here on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern time. It's also available live on the ESPN app. Twins and Royals in the AL Central squaring off. Twins were going for it too.
You're doing that game.
I will be there as long as the flights work out okay.
Eduardo? You and Eduardo?
Eduardo's probably already having barbecue. Waiting on us.
Me and Otto will be wake surfing again. So you enjoy that 3 out of 4 day work week.
I'm looking for property all over the place right now.
Lakefront property.
Any lake that allows a nice wake, you know, I'm in.
Yelich after the visit with a 1-0 count. We had great Italian food last night here too. Onesto,
man,
was outstanding.
So good.
Otto played the fastest round of golf known to man this morning. 1-0. Strike at the bottom of the zone at 92. Brewers up by 2, searching for insurance. Down and away, 2-1 from Sisk. There's a strike, 2-2.
And when he's painting that fastball away like that, that two-seamer on the third base side of the rubber across his body, he's got to be extremely tough on lefties.
Nasty. And then you pair it with that. So back-to-back Ks against Contreras and Yelich. Well, every game's so important for Pittsburgh. You see top left of your screen, a game below 500. Started the day 3.5 back of the final wild card spot in the National League. You got the Cubs, who are playing such good baseball. They've won 3 in a row. Phillies and D-backs locked into those spots. Andrew Vaughn.
If the Padres get any of their offense started cranking back up, man, they're going to be dangerous. I know a lot of these teams, you know, the hitting kind of comes and goes, and they've got a lot of guys with really good baseball cards that aren't having their typical year.
Trevor McGill up in the bullpen. Been really good again this season, really ever since the first few weeks of the year. Runner going. That is a strike. And safe at second, Garrett Mitchell.
Mitchell off quick on that one. First move versus the lefty. Just gambles on that one. You see here just a quick jump. Really no chance from Rodriguez, but still got that little tail and sink you were talking about, Otto. You're exactly right. It's just not getting enough on his ball. It needs to kind of set his sights a little more to the left side of that second base bag. Let that thing run back to the base a little bit. He's just starting it at the bag, and it's just tailing off him a little bit. I used to try to throw the ball to the back side of the cut of the grass when I would, in between innings, the way you would have that carry, let it touch or bounce right back there.
Cue shot foul. You saw Henry Davis. Rodriguez was getting the start today, breaking up that 51 straight start stretch for Davis catching Skeens.
Well, he's been swinging the bat. That's a big part of it as well. You know, Rodriguez with the home run. We saw it earlier. The at-bat quality's been there. And on top of that, you know, he does have a history with Skeens prior to that streak. So I know it's probably tough, a tough adjustment, but not as tough because they have that history.
Yeah, I asked about that, and Rodriguez started all 3 of his first starts last year and then got injured.
Vaughn bounces at Gonzalez, and the inning's over. 3 outs to play with offensively for the Pirates, and they got Lau, Reynolds, and Valdez next against McGill. Three runs in the 4th. Then in the bottom of the 6th, William Contreras launched off Nick Bakker. Made it 4-0 Crew. But in the 7th, Andy Rodriguez homered for the second day in a row. 2-run punt to left off DL Hall. And the Pirates sliced into the deficit. They do trail by 2, and we go to the top of the 9th inning here in Milwaukee. See the top of the Pirates order, top 4 hitters, 1 for 12 with 7 strikeouts. And they do have 2, 3, and 4 coming against the closer for the Brewers, Trevor McGill. He has been rolling here recently, a 2.76 ERA, and especially good these last 2 months.
Well, he's just so nasty. I mean, he throws so hard, his curveball's so hard on top of it, and they both deviate really late. You have not a lot of time to make a swing decision. He comes right at you.
First pitch swinging. Brandon Lowe to center. And Garrett Mitchell backs up. One pitch, one out. Top of the ninth.
I talked to Trevor McGill before the game, and we caught up. I got the opportunity to manage him for a little bit, and I said, "What's up? You're not punching out as many guys." He goes, "Yeah, they're all swinging first pitch," and they're sure enough. There you go, first pitch swinging.
Well, a lot of guys know what it means when they get to 2 strikes.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him.
They're going to be walking back to the dugout, so they'll take their chances before that.
See the context for these teams. What was a 4-run Milwaukee lead?
He said, "Hey, I'll take it. You know, keep the pitch count down, keep me fresh." I said, "No doubt. First pitch outs are nice."
So now Brian Reynolds from the left side. 2 strikeouts, then a single for him. And he takes ball 1 at 98.
Otto, such good angle to his fastball. It feels like it just rides the bottom of the zone right there. You see that one just missing the bottom corner, but
yeah, you watch his style. He lifts and he sort of leans back towards the first base dugout to get his arm in position at a really high release. And then that ball just back spins with that downhill action. It looks like it's going to be low, but it'll clip the bottom of the zone. And when he throws it at the top or above the zone, it's too much. It's too much. It's too fast.
Coming out of 6'8", 253 pounds.
he's a big boy.
I played with his brother in New York, Tyler McGill. Big drip, and this guy's even bigger.
Big drip.
His bigger drip.
Third straight year for Trevor with an ERA in the 2s. We told you he's been so good recently. His last 20 appearances, 19 and a third, 1 earned run, 21 Ks to 4 walks. Rope to right. Luis Lara got a good read on a line drive right at him. 2 gone.
He told me a little bit. I said, "What you changed? Like what kind of fix?" He said, "I used to hold my hands low, and then made a real adjustment and brought them here to really help." He said he used to really try to get long on the backside. He said, "I didn't need to, so I just kind of brought it here, and it's been so much more consistent and hiding a little bit more."
Yeah, arm action is a major key for pitchers. The more efficient you can be, the more consistently you get to the release point on time. And with a guy with his type of stuff, that's all it takes.
He's trying to lock up what would be another Brewers win. Strike 1 at 99 to Esmerlin Valdez. Couple strikeouts and a walk the last time for the rookie. 0-2. Oh-2. Soars high, no chase at a hundo.
Well, you know he wants this strikeout here. As a reliever, I always said you got to get 1. You got to hit the quota every inning. You got to hit it.
It's funny. We never grow up, do we?
No.
So I'm a manager. I'm like, just get out. Just get out.
It was fly out to center, line out to right. And now 1-2. Strike 3 call, top of the zone. And the Milwaukee machine keeps on rolling. Just above the zone.
Oh, DJ Rayburn was getting a little juice from the crowd.
He could probably do whatever he wants here, but if he throws a curveball that starts high, he's going to buckle him for strike 3 looking.
2-2. Fouled away.
Felt like if I ever closed, I would want to just blow gas all the time. You know, just blow doors.
All fastballs. 6th pitch. Just inside with a backup curveball. So now you got the count full. You got the would-be tying run on deck for the Pirates. After the successful challenge from the rookie. Trevor McGill's 3-2. Got him with 100 to win it.
Just reared back and threw that one right down the middle. How far can you hit it?
That was just gas.
That was just fuel.
Straight petroleum to finish it. McGill gets his strikeout in the end. And the Brewers win again. The best record in baseball is now 71-43 here in Milwaukee.
Typical Brewers baseball, right? Nothing wowed you offensively. Worked the count. Big knocks from Christian Yelich. Added some insurance late with the home run. And then a great performance by Kyle Harrison. Nice to see him back and in form.
Yeah, Kyle Harrison's the story for me. He's such an important player for the Brewers if they want to get to the ultimate goal. He comes off the IL, looks like he never missed a beat. Fastball was great, slurve was great, and now they have him and Mizorowski locked and loaded as they head down the stretch.
An incredible return from Kyle Harrison indeed. And the Brewers win it. Game 3 of this 4-game series belongs to Milwaukee. Gentlemen, that was fun. Great pitching performance from Kyle Harrison. The headline news out of Milwaukee. Reminder, tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. We got more Major League Baseball coverage. For Otto, Rossi, and our entire crew, led by Scott Matthews and Kevin Wheeler, Mike Monaco saying so long. We'll check in with the studio on the other side.